Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast. We're talking about everything local and beyond. I'm John Yamasato, your host, and joining me today is Kyle Shimabukuro.
How's it?
Devon Nekoba.
Howdy.
Okay, before we begin, let me remind our listeners of all the ways they can stay in touch with the show. There is Facebook, Instagram, and X, all at Hisessions. You can get a little bit of SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Listen to the podcast. Finally, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com. We had 2 requests for guests come into the Hisessions. And kind of interesting stories.
Were they from the guests themselves?
Well, it's like people that write like, hey, I know this guy that has a great story, and they kind of talk about it. You should have him on the podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of interesting. If you'd like to help the show, get more music on our channel, please go to patreon.com and donate. There you'll get more involved with the show and help determine who and what is filmed. I don't think there's a new patron this month because I think it's been so long. We've been off for a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. So we'll just say no.
You've lost all sense of the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Landscape Architects. Call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate, or go to kupukupulandscaping.com. Fort Ruger Market had the Plate A today. Everyone had Plate A's. Plate A is great. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you can go to Olelo Online, Kaliko Beamer Trap, oleloonline.com if you'd like to learn how to speak the Hawaiian language or just learn a mele. Or just chat. Yeah, it's a pretty cool resource for learning Hawaiian. Okay, our esteemed guest today is Amy Hill, actor and comedian who has been on so many beloved TV shows. Like, I started listing the TV shows, and I had to omit things because the list was just so long.
We would be here all day.
TV, actually. Movies. You've seen her, and she's been in some of my favorite episodes of certain shows, especially the Seinfeld episode, which we can talk about, I guess. But
which apparently we are going to talk about.
Yeah. But I'm starstruck having her here. We're just very excited. So thank you, Amy, for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I have to say, though, because I'm a character actor, oftentimes people just say, like last night I was in Windward Mall area somewhere over there doing a video shoot, and I was walking my dog, and this guy stops and he looks at me and he goes, "Are you a teacher?" And that I get a lot. Do you go to this church, or do you do this, or you look like my auntie? They don't know that they know me from TV. They just recognize I look familiar.
The face looks familiar.
Yeah.
I can see you being a teacher, though.
I've been a teacher on TV.
I was going to say.
I mean, I have taught like acting classes and stuff,
but isn't that the best of both worlds?
It's the best. I mean, I love being sort of, lately, because I live here and I've been doing more Hawaiian-centric stuff, people here recognize me. And what's weird now, they actually say, "Are you Amy Hill?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
because before nobody...
Your first and your last name.
Yeah, they know my name. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so I preferred before, every once in a while people would just be like second glances, wait a minute, I think I know her, and then I'm just walking. Yeah. And they don't, and then it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, you have had an illustrious career. How did you get started? I mean, because we're talking from the 80s.
From the 80s. I must be old. I always wanted to act. I was born kind of acting. I was born in Deadwood, South Dakota. Oh. My mom is Japanese and my dad is Finnish American, and we lived on a not working farm, but we had pigs and horses, but there were no children within miles of my house. So I watched TV, and I would replicate the shows in the living room, doing all the voices and doing, talking to myself. And my mom was like, "Oh, she might need a therapist one day." She was very concerned about me. And then we moved to Seattle when I was 6, and I was still othered. So I really didn't have any friends. So then I was doing the same thing in Seattle. I didn't know there was like a career at all. I just kept doing this, performing for neighbors.
Would you perform by yourself?
Yeah, because I didn't have any friends,
what would
really.
you do, though? Just sing, dance?
I would do everything. Not well, but I would talk to I would create stories and perform them and dance around and sing. And I was just...
Were you an only child?
No, but I had my brother was 4 years older who had wanted nothing to do
Yeah,
with
right.
me.
Of course.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then my sister was 7 years younger. So she
Oh,
was just
man.
my,
To tag along.
yeah.
Not even
Sheesh.
that. I mean, she's
Yeah,
basically
I had to
taking
take care of her.
Yeah.
I was like her pseudo mom because my mom by that time pretty much was working in a Japanese restaurant, of course.
So did you grow up speaking Japanese?
No.
No. Your mom
No,
didn't?
because my mom and dad thought that we needed to assimilate.
Right.
My
Right.
dad spoke Finnish. My mom spoke Japanese to their people.
Yeah.
We heard it, but they spoke English to us. My mom with a very thick Japanese accent,
Yeah.
which was horrifying to
Would
me.
you learn
as a
Japanese
child.
though?
Yeah, well
I
then
wish I did.
Well,
Yeah.
in high school, we had Japanese classes in my cool high school.
You were in Seattle. That's
In
why.
Seattle, there was a Japanese class. There were only 2 high schools that had Japanese, and I was in one of them. And I learned Japanese in high school, and then I'd practice. And my dad was like sort of jealous because he wanted me to learn Finnish, but there's no Finnish school anywhere. So I went to university in Tokyo, and that's where I lived there for 7 years, and that's where I learned Japanese, and I speak it fluently, kind of now.
Oh.
But then it opened up a whole world between me and my mom because suddenly she wasn't stupid anymore. Growing up, I just thought, oh Lord, because
Yeah.
her
She doesn't
English
get
was
it.
so bad.
Yeah.
You just kind of assume they're not that bright. But she didn't care. And then when she wrote to me in Japanese for the first time, I was like, who's this poetic, articulate
Oh, wow.
woman?
Wow. So you got a
Yeah.
new perspective on it.
Holy, yes.
Yeah.
And that, I think, shifted my world. I really looked at my mom in a different way, and we had a better relationship.
How
it was
old were
really
you
good.
when that happened?
When I moved to Tokyo to go to university when I was 18. And so by the time I was 19, she was probably writing to me. And I wrote my first solo show about that whole experience.
Oh, nice.
Finding my identity. And then when I came back to the States, it felt like I had this power. I didn't feel like growing up in Seattle, I felt so less than everybody, not quite Japanese, not quite American, not quite anything. I was in this other place. That's why I could hide behind different characters. In high school, I started doing theater and did every play in high school. But, it was because I felt so othered.
Well, how did they?
I wish I was raised here.
Well,
But I'm on my way to
That's the
Japan.
interesting thing. Like, because when I went to school at Gonzaga, in Spokane.
Yeah.
And you talk about othered, man. When I got there, it's like 95% white people.
Yeah.
So when I got cast in shows, when I was at Gonzaga, I was,
Devin was the elf.
Mr.
No,
Miyagi.
not even the elf. I was the
Tree.
servant number 3. Dude, we did the miracle worker.
And
I was the black child.
wow.
Yeah, I was Percy the black child because we just and there was a redheaded girl. It was the other slave
Yeah.
child in the show, and I was thinking, well, this is weird. But
How'd you play a black person though? Did they?
I mean, I had like 2 lines,
Oh.
and I was a small Asian kid, and they just went, okay, well, we don't got anybody, all right? You're doing this part, but so I was curious as to where did they place you, because when you get to the mainland, or sorry, the continent, you do not look Japanese or Asian enough for the Asian people,
Right.
and you do not, and when Caucasian people see you, they only see your Asianness. So did
Well-
you run up against that?
Well, growing up in Seattle, my high school was it was a magnet school too. So we had like 30% Asian, 30%
Oh, wow,
black,
nice.
30% Caucasian.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently, I thought Caucasian was Jews apparently don't perceive themselves as a Caucasian.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a whole separate race, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of Jews. We had a lot of, we had the highest SATs and drive-by shootings. It was the best school ever. But our plays were just totally diverse. It didn't matter,
That's cool.
Our Maria in West Side Story was Marilyn Takuda.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you the only Hapa child there though?
Yes.
That makes you special, though, right?
Not a good special. So
you
when
didn't know where to.
No, and I did meet one
Hoppa
in like
kids.
see I know. In my senior year there was like I remember John and Charlie, what their last names were. They were the first Hoppa people I ever ran into. And and John was really cute. Charlie wasn't that cute, but he would talk about being Hoppa, and he said, well, we're smarter and more attractive and more this because our gene pools are so far apart and blah, blah, blah. And I went, what?
Yeah, look at John right here.
I know.
Hoppa kids.
He's
Yeah,
not that
Hoppa
smart,
kids.
but he's got the looks.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I mean, until I moved to Japan, where it was well, first I stopped here on my way to Japan and literally was like, why wasn't I raised here?
Yeah.
But too late. So then I go to Japan, and Japan, it was quite mixed. There were a good number of Hoppa kids that went to Sophia University.
What's the other way in Japan?
Right.
How they look at Hoppa?
Well, mostly they thought I was cool and exotic.
Oh.
That was a new thing, that I was suddenly cool and exotic. And I was, because I had the acting background, I became a talento, entertainer. So I had a radio show.
Wow.
I was hosting live events and doing cool things. People thought I was cool. And I got into clubs free.
Nice.
It was really great. And then I learned how to speak Japanese pretty well, and so it was pretty good.
Man, if you're gonna host shows, you gotta step on that.
I know.
But
Yeah.
was it hard learning being there? I mean, because you're immersed now, right? So
I'm immersed, and I did my first year there. I was in immersion Japanese. So it was like 3 hours a day of classes, and then you'd walk outside and you speak Japanese. So within 6 months, I was fluent.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But
amazing.
you're
Crazy.
18 and your brain's really
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
So I was perfect. And then by the time I left, I remember I had married a Japanese man. I didn't mean to stay 7 years. I thought I would go to drama school. But then I fell in love, and the thing that happens. So I was there and I was married. And I could read and write Japanese, and I was doing, computer translations. And I was good.
Kicking ass.
I was kicking ass, man.
Yeah.
I did my taxes in Japanese. I did everything.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like totally Japanese. And people, if I went to a club with friends and was speaking in English, Japanese people would be like, why do you speak English so well? And I'd be like, because I'm American.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to leave Japan?
Well, I remember, it was like literally I went, wait a minute, wasn't I going to be an actor? And my husband wanted to get a master's in psychology, and they don't have that in Japan. There's no psychologist in Japan.
They don't really
No,
do
you
the
just
whole-
go to the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke and drink.
Yeah, so he got into university, San Francisco State.
Oh,
Yeah, so he went to
that's
San
where my
Francisco
parents
State.
went to school.
Yes, and then
funny.
he wanted to go to some other school, but I can't remember. But he got into San Francisco State, and the Asian American Theater Company was just starting out, and I knew people there.
Oh.
So my first stop, literally from the airport, was the Asian American Theater Company in San Francisco, and that's where I lived for 7 years.
Wow.
I mean,
when was this?
lived.
From what time to what time?
I was there from 79 to 87.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh.
that was a good time to be there.
Yeah, because it was just, everything was new.
Yeah.
It was really great.
Okay, I have a question that I wanted to ask. I don't know if this is a good transition,
What are you looking at me for?
but
Just ask it.
okay, I was gonna say, 'cause so you've done comedic roles,
Yes.
and you've done dramatic roles.
Yes.
Is there a separate prep? Like, is there a different prep that you do based on the type of role that you're gonna play?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in everything, when I first was like doing plays at the Asian American Theater Company, they saw me as a dramatic actor.
Okay.
So I was doing, camp plays, and they were all like sad, and because they're not good. Camp plays aren't funny. There is a little comedy here and there, but mostly it's...
You may want to explain to John
camp-
what a camp
yeah.
play is, because I don't think they know what
You
that
don't
is.
know what a camp play is?
Of course
You know
I
the-
know it. You got to explain to Kyle.
Yeah. I didn't realize they had internment camps here at all.
Oh, got it.
Internment
camp,
camps.
please.
I didn't know there were internment camps, and I was surrounded by Japanese Americans.
Yeah.
Even the kids didn't know that their parents, when they talked about camp, it wasn't summer camp.
Yeah.
They literally found out in the middle of like high school. We suddenly were like, what? They
Yeah.
put all the Japanese Americans in internment camps,
Yeah.
and they lost all their anyway.
My dad was a history teacher, so it was something that I kind of grew up
Yeah.
learning about. And then you
Well,
read like Farewell to Manzanar. You saw the TV show on CBS,
Oh my
and then you
God.
realize, holy crap, all this stuff happened. My father explained
Like,
it all
for
to me.
real,
and
but
then I
they'd
would
like
share it
to-
with friends,
yeah.
and they would go, "What?"
So
Yeah.
when you say camp plays in those specific camps, they were like theater groups that would perform?
No, because the Asian American Theater Company, their mission was to do only Asian American plays written by Asian Americans, performed by Asian Americans. So they were all our stories. Because up until then, if we did any acting, we were always acting in Shakespeare or, these other
Yeah.
plays that were written by, non-Asians.
Okay, so camp plays wasn't necessarily done at the camp. It was
No.
done,
I mean, I'm
They're
sure they
about-
It was about
did. They probably
plays
did
done about
camp
the camp.
plays.
Yeah, got
But
it.
these were plays about
Yeah.
camps.
Okay.
And in the beginning, a lot of Asian American plays were stories about the internment, so they were mostly. And then there was
More
stuff
dramatic,
about the railroads,
Yeah, yeah.
Chinese building the railroads, or the Filipinos working in the fields. And, they were always like stories that were very dramatic. So I was used to that. And so people went, like the first comedy thing they asked, I wanted to audition. They were like, but you don't do comedy. And I'm like, I'm not going to try. So then I was doing comedies, a lot of comedies. And then again, you'd say, I want to do this drama. And they'd be like, well, you don't do drama. So wherever
trying to
you go,
pigeonhole you into this
you're
or
always
whatever,
pigeonholed, whatever you're doing. And, for the longest time in LA, when I was doing sitcoms, multicam sitcoms, I would never even get an opportunity to audition for, serious stuff at all. They go, she can't do serious stuff.
Yeah, it's so weird how they
They pigeonhole.
typecast you and pigeonhole
Yeah.
you into one
Well, now
thing
I'm
and-
totally Hawaiian. I mean, I'm
the Finnish Japanese lady.
Yeah, and I do the best. I mean, I really try to be as authentic as possible whenever I'm doing any character. But I just passed on an audition for Jason Momoa's mom because I've been his mom in North Shore, which is great. And at the time, too, I was thinking, don't they have any Hawaiians who can audition for that? Anyway, so I did that. And this time, it was like the character description was Hawaiian, fit. That was bad. I'm not fit. In their 60s. And I'm 72. I guess I could play 60.
Yeah, you can.
But I also thought, this is an opportunity for them to use somebody who actually is Hawaiian. And,
I got a casting call for Chief of War, and I went, what?
They were really serious about casting only Polynesian.
I know, but they were
Yeah.
casting such a wide net that I ended up getting a notice, and I had to write to my agent and go, dude, I can't possibly audition for this thing.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near in the shape that you would need for this
Oh,
thing.
yeah, 'cause you
but
gotta wear
also,
malo in that
I
one.
don't have the melanin count or the cocoa to be
Yeah.
able to do this
Yeah.
and not get killed by
And
my
they got a
phone.
lot
Yeah.
of, pushback casting people from New Zealand, but they
Yeah.
were Polynesian.
Yeah, they were
And
Polynesian.
did.
And
The-
you and I met some of them
Yeah.
at the...
The thought of you running shirtless with a model to a lava field
no,
really entices me to
no.
want to see that, though.
Well, I mean, Saxon did it.
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
yeah.
Saxon
But
was
Saxon's-
a
Well,
he
stuntman on
He
it.
Yeah.
looks like
But-
he's all fit and
Yeah.
stuff.
I love
But-
it.
What are you
He's
trying
all
to
fit
say?
and stuff.
Well, no. I mean, I'll be the first to admit I'm not fit enough to do something like that.
Well,
But
that's
it
how
was-
I felt with the Jason Momoa's mom. Hawaiian, 60s, fit.
But he would have loved you because he'd worked with you before. So I'm
He
sure
worked with
you know.
you before,
you
but
play-
I mean, I really do believe that if they can cast,
Yeah,
they
they
might
should.
as well cast them.
Yeah.
because there's a certain, I mean, I have done Filipino and always when I do it, I work really hard to do if I'm doing an accent,
dialect,
I do everything. And Filipinos are like, so where are you from? Manila? Are you from Makati? Or, I was the voice of Philippine Airlines for 6 years.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you speak in an accent when you did
A
the
very
voice?
slight accent. I'm able to do accents.
Yeah.
And because I look so weird, nobody knows what the hell I
Do you
am
remember
anyway.
some of the lines from that?
Yeah, huh?
Can you say some of the lines from the
Philippine Airlines, the only way to fly.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
there you
You
go.
just
A little
yeah,
bit
just
in
a
there, but
little
not, yeah.
Just enough.
That's
Just
why
enough.
the executives for Philippine Airlines thought I must have gone to a private school in Makati. Okay. Whatever you
Sure.
say, just give me the money.
Do you have a dialect coach, or can you hear it?
I
and-
do have a dialect coach usually when I'm
Okay.
doing something. Like when I was doing Tutu on Lilo and Stitch, I had a dialect coach.
Okay.
And literally, he was on set and, oh my God, my brain. I can't remember. I'd love him wherever you are. I can't remember.
You're going to
the
see him
name.
again because you're.
I'm going to
doing
see him
number
again.
2, yeah.
But he would be on set and I would do my stuff and I'd say, was that okay? Was that okay?
So
Yeah.
you played Jason Momoa's mom in the movie North Shore.
It was a TV
It was a TV
series.
series.
Show
Yeah.
North Shore.
I don't know how
Okay.
long it lasted.
Okay.
was
How
like
old
a
was he
season.
back then?
He was little. He was
yeah.
young, but
That
it was
was back-
after Baywatch, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
do remember. I didn't know how. I don't watch Bay. I don't watch anything.
Yeah.
So when I saw him playing, he was going to be my son. I was like, oh Lord, I'm thinking thoughts that are not appropriate. For oh my God! He's very handsome, and he was, not as bulked up as
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like now, I don't think he's that.
Well, he's
too
a
big.
monster.
He's
though,
too
man.
big,
Jeez.
Yeah.
but he was just gorgeous and so sweet.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. He
So
really
nice.
Is. So sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was a joy.
He
Well-
recently did a thing at Zippy's, which I found very pleasant.
Was that
Oh,
when
it
he
was
was
him and the two
feeding
guys.
those kids, those two
yeah,
kids?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's
Yeah.
just a regular. I don't know
Yeah.
how he finds time to do all this stuff that he does.
Yeah.
He's
And
just.
he's
a
younger than
goofy
me,
guy.
and he's fit.
Well, but also too, I think what people don't realize, and somebody was talking about it on an Instagram post or something. I think it was Emily Blunt. She was asked, what kind of advice do you have for people who are coming up who are being actors? And she said, you really have to want this. You've got to really want it. You've got to really love it. It's got to be in your bones, because she said you're going to get more no's than you're going to get yeses. And there's going to be a lot of times where you're not going to have a job. And when you don't have a job, it really sucks. So you got to really love it, or else it's not going to be worth doing for you.
Yeah.
And I thought about that and went, no, that's true. I mean, it's why I continue to do acting, but a lot of it is, kumukahua. It's doing stuff in Manoa Valley. It's doing stuff for.
Well, that's still acting.
It's doing local stuff. Yeah, because it's still
That's
acting.
the thing. You cannot judge yourself based on financial success. You have to just judge yourself on how you feel as an actor. So when I'm doing television or film, I know I'm getting paid, but because of my theater, I don't judge myself in terms of how much I'm getting paid, but also I can tell if I'm in the sweet spot when I'm acting, because it's not, I don't have the response of an audience. I don't have anything. It's all by yourself.
And in this day and age right now, your career seems like it's even more than before too, right? As far as job opportunities and
Yeah, it is.
film and everything.
It is. It's really amazing, because I've got a lot of friends that are around my age and, in LA. I remember before Magnum, my daughter was going off to college, her dream school, UH. And she got in, and I was so happy to see her go, because I love her, but get out. So now I can do theater, I can do whatever I want. So I was ready to go do stuff at Oregon Shakespeare Festival. I was on my way, and then Magnum called, and I was like, do I want to be on the same island as her? Man, she's going to but, all my friends are like, are you kidding? You got to take it. And, there was no guarantee of how long it would run.
Yeah.
It was,
How did your daughter take it when you told her, I'm on my way over
Oh,
to
I
the
can do
island too"?
my
well, I
laundry
was
at,
taking her anyway
Uh-huh.
to put her into the school. And when I dropped her off for the first day of classes or whatever, I was, driving her to those towers,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
dorms, and they're really bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I love those towers well.
I guess that's so I drop her off, and I'm saying, okay, so pretend I'm getting on a plane going back to LA, because I'm going to be here for at least another 3 months. And she goes, huh, what? Yeah, that job that I started in August that you thought was just a little one episode gig? Well, that's actually a few more gigs. And she's like, Okay. Bye. We really didn't see each other that much. It was great.
Yeah. What was her reason for picking UH?
Because we used to come here all the time.
Oh, okay.
She was in she was totally Hawaiian growing up. She was in a hula halau. And Brooke Lee is like her,
her auntie.
Her Hawaiian auntie, glamour auntie.
Yes.
Pageant girl auntie.
Yeah.
So, Brooke was very supportive of her. I was like, oh God, this is a lot of work. That hula halau shit.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, you can swear all you want.
Yeah.
It's fine.
God.
we have the
I'm like,
explicit note.
seriously? Yeah, and every time we had so many hoikes, and I bought all the tickets half the time, and then
you
gave
gotta
them
make
away to all my
ways,
friends.
Yep.
Well, where is she living now?
She lives in L.A. She graduated, but she can't make a living here. So she works as a behavior tech for autistic kids.
Oh wow.
So she graduated. She got her BS. Now she's working on her master's, so she can get more money and paid vacation.
There you
These
go.
are things she
And then
thinks
she
about.
can come
Yeah.
visit and hang out with mom.
Exactly. And then she can visit mom.
Yeah. And now you're living here.
Yeah.
As your residence.
Yeah.
Right?
So finally,
Yeah.
we're separate.
How many years have you been here, like as a resident?
Well, I moved in 2018
Okay.
to do Magnum. So for 2 years I was renting, and then the third season I was like, I love it here. Might as well just stay, because pulling up every 9 months, you have to be your hiatus. You're putting everything in storage.
Yeah.
So I bought a condo, and I love it. And I knew that however long Magnum lasted, I was always going to be able to work. I just have to. So now I'm on Ballard on Amazon Prime, and that I fly back and forth to LA. And I just
It's not too bad of a flight.
It isn't. I watch 2 movies, and I'm there.
Do you?
And then-
so you can stay awake the whole time? Like I can't sleep when I'm on a plane to LA. Like anywhere, I can't sleep.
Yeah,
I
can't-
don't
can't
sleep. I
on a
watch 2
plane.
movies.
Oh man, I can't just sit down for 4 hours like that though, man.
It's 5.
Well, now
5, yeah. Even Japan kills me.
Japan is 9 going.
Yeah.
For some reason, I know it's
Yeah.
that
It's
current
like
thing.
8 or 7 coming back, which is
And
But
you
I can't sleep.
You know they could step on the gas to make it faster.
Oh, yeah,
They
right.
just don't.
Yeah, there must be a speed limit.
Yeah, airplane speed limit.
well,
Well,
it also makes for more turbulence, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now with the at least with Alaska, right? Because Hawaiians,
Yeah.
they all have the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That helps a lot, and
Yeah.
I'm sure all the other planes are going to get that at some
but
point.
I'm on. Okay, when I fly Hawaiian,
Uh-huh.
it's even though I'm booking through Alaska, I'm still on Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But I don't have. I have never. It's always like, sorry, this airplane doesn't have Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
Yes. So annoyed.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of
because
a-
it's supposed to have Skylink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starlink
but
thing, yeah.
for some reason I'm stuck, or Starlink, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
So
the
far, so bad.
Yeah, I think it's just you.
It's
I
just
think
me.
I think they're like
But I got
hey,
my
let's get on this
movies
flight, we need to
downloaded
get-
on my iPad. I'm good.
Well, we
Perfect.
went to Japan. We had Wi-Fi on our Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I'm
it's not
going-
every plane though.
No.
I think it's
Next
a certain-
Monday, I'm going to Japan, so I'm praying that there's Wi-Fi.
There will be Wi-Fi for you.
Or is that for
Wi-Fi for
Is that
me.
for work or
Yeah.
just for fun?
No, just for fun.
Nice.
Well, I knew that I didn't think I was going to be
Bring a
working.
sweater.
And December is a good time.
When was the last time you were there?
April.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh.
go as much as I can. I feel like it's not that much closer, but it feels closer here because I'm
Oh, yeah.
almost there.
So now that you're there, when you're there more frequently now, what do you do? How do you enjoy Japan?
What do you like to go to? What do you like? To
I just
see?
like wandering and shopping and eating, and I have friends too. And one trip I took with my daughter, that was the year before in July, where they were so miserable. My daughter and her friend. Ugh.
That's hot.
I don't care. There's AC everywhere, so it's like going to the AC. You're not out. We're not like walking around.
Well, also
outside.
too, I mean, you speak the language, so that
I
makes
do.
it much easier.
But it's so much easier now for kids that don't. Nobody speaks
Yeah.
English. I mean, people speak English
Yeah.
way more than
lot,
they did when
yeah.
I started. And then there's GPS, so you don't even.
Yes.
You just it tells you where to go, when to stop, how many stops it is, how long it's going to take. I mean, what? It's fantastic.
You know what? I
So
re-
she was on her own. She doesn't speak Japanese.
you know what I realized when we went to Japan is
Yeah.
I think they're finally getting annoyed with tourists.
Finally, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's hard.
Well,
because we remember when we went to look for we're walking around the electronic district looking
Akihabara.
looking for like sports cards.
Yeah.
I wanted to find a Shohei Ohtani rookie.
And we're like, do you folks have? And they go, no, like that.
Wow.
Yeah, we're like, we didn't
you know
even
what's
ask a question.
I think
interesting?
it was just you.
Yeah.
Well, there's
it
a
was
part of me
John.
because even when I was there, if you look Japanese and you don't speak Japanese,
Yeah.
they're a little annoyed.
Yeah.
It's like, are you pulling something on them? You know? Yeah, it's a weird thing.
I just tell people, no matter what, just say you're from Hawaii.
yeah,
no
and
matter
then
where
they
you go.
love
Yeah,
you.
the
Yeah.
whole thing works,
Yeah.
yeah.
They love
Yeah.
the Hawaiian people.
They don't
Yeah.
associate Hawaii with U.S.
No.
So no matter
Well,
where you go, if you
neither
say,
do I practically.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're in a bubble here with all the politics that are going on. I really.
You just,
Yeah.
we just, yeah. It's
During
funny.
the pandemic, people asked me, is there any Asian hate there? And I went, oh, there would not be Asian.
No.
That's
That's
They
a
would
tough
not
thing to
last.
do in
They would
Hawaii.
not last.
No. Yeah.
I think I've told this story before on the podcast, but I'll say it again. So my wife has this friend Kimmy who's from California, and she would visit us every once in a while. You know, she'd come down, stay at our house and stuff. And I live right next to a park. So one day she's like, "Hey, can I borrow your basketball? I'm gonna go shoot some hoops." You know, so I said, "Yeah." So she went and shot hoops. She comes back and she goes, "Hey, do they have Asian League here?" And I'm like, "Asian League."
Every
What-
league.
What is that? yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
she's like, I was like, what is that? She says, oh yeah, well in California we have Asian League, you know, because
Well, it
Yeah.
used to be just Japanese. I mean, I guess because they wouldn't get into the regular leagues.
yeah,
It's
so
hard
they-
enough to be a woman to get into basketball.
right,
But if you were a short,
right. You
Asian
couldn't play, so
American.
they made their own league.
yeah,
And I'm like,
it's
Kimmy,
a big thing. In
every league here is
California.
Asian League.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's only Asian League in Hawaii.
But I mean, it's why we have Honolulu Country Club, right? Honolulu Country Club was started by a bunch of Nisei who came back from the
Oh,
war.
really?
They came back from the war, and nobody would give them a shot. Nobody would give them a chance. Wildlife wouldn't let them in. All these other places. And so they went, well, screw you. And they made their own, which is why Honolulu Country Club exists.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
right now there's any kind in Hawaii country.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they.
well,
they-
now
opened it up.
everybody's
It
It
everywhere.
wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't like they. It
Yeah.
wasn't like they excluded other people. It was just that there was
Started
no
their
place for
That
them
they were able to go into.
Yeah, it's why the our DOE system is mainly Japanese. Is mainly because it was a lot of people wouldn't hire Japanese people, so they said, well, I guess we'll go in. They went into either education or they went into politics. It was one or the other. And then
Yeah.
it just continued in that
you
way.
can find there's some old deeds here that have like race restrictions on them.
Yeah, it's trippy, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
pretty
I
interesting.
mean, it was
but
out there just a little
It's
bit.
long gone now, though.
Well, you can't now because everybody's intermingled with
Well, that
everybody
whole
else.
thing with Kamehameha schools being sued.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh
just
my
dumb.
God.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Yeah,
That's just really.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a bunch
No,
of people on the
these
mainland.
poor
or-
white
or
folks, they just
continent.
feel so excluded.
I know.
So
I know.
sad.
I know.
Oh man.
I feel so bad for them because
Yeah.
they don't get all the good stuff.
No, they don't.
Yeah, yeah. It's so hard for them because they don't get the ice cream that the kids at Kamehameha schools get.
Yeah.
I had someone say like, would you be okay if there was a school for whites that excluded everybody else here?
Well, that's always the,
And I'm-
the
and
thing.
I'm like-
That's the argument always.
And I'm like, yeah, because I just wouldn't. I'd go to a different. I mean, I think back in the day, you know, it was a little bit harder to create and mix and get together. But now it's like you don't like something. There's a million other choices of everything.
Yeah.
You
And,
know?
I mean,
So
when I was young, I wish I was Hawaiian so I could go to Kamehameha
Right,
or
right.
anything like that. But I know I'm not, so I'm not like force myself in there.
well,
it's like,
also,
this is how it
the
is.
reason it became, I mean, I guess, especially after a certain, I don't know exactly dates and stuff, but for a while, Kamehameha was like telling people not to speak Hawaiian and not doing, And
Oh,
then
yeah,
they shifted. Now they're,
very much.
celebrating,
Yes.
embracing,
Yeah.
teaching
Yeah.
Olelo, doing all that stuff, which is really important because it's focused on that. And so to have like white kids come in and what are they going to do? Learn how to be Hawaiian? It's that makes no sense.
yeah,
But they, they're doing that with all the schools. They don't want anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk
Well,
Yeah,
that was,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
We're not
it
talking
was,
politics.
It was an interesting thing because when like you were talking about earlier, right? When the schools first instituted stuff like that, and it's very much almost an immigrant centric thought, which is we want to make sure that you can assimilate,
right?
Just like what your mom did, right? Mm-hmm. And your dad. We want to make sure that you assimilate into this country that you are now in.
Right.
So let us teach you how to do that. And if you've got all this other stuff going on, there's no way you can focus on it. Mm-hmm. So they said, no, don't do it. And then they realized, oh wait, there's all this stuff that we can be proud of in our culture, in our history. And so
there's a happy medium.
That. Yeah, and I think, and by and large, I think Kamehameha Schools has kind of hit on a nice secret sauce of the way that they do that thing. And shoot, man, there's a bunch of Hawaiian people who can't even get into that school. Because you know what I mean?
Because I know it's lottery.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Brooke's daughters, did all the... her son got rejected, or not rejected, didn't make the lottery. So, I know it's hard. Yeah. Even if you're Miss Universe,
I know, right?
Can't get your kids in.
And it's not like, do you know who I am?
Like, nope, really they don't care.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
So, Amy, I wanted to talk to you about the acting part of things in terms of acting for film and acting for theater. I know that people talk about it being very different mediums, very different sort of approaches. So I wanted to know, do you prefer one over the other?
Well, I do. I prefer theater over television and film, but
Why is that?
Well, because you have an immediate response. The audience is the other the other person that you're working with. Mm-hmm. So no performance is ever going to be the same because you have a different energy from the audience, a different reaction from the audience. You can feel them. That is so special, being live and also live. Yeah. Because you don't have any...
Because when shit happens, you just got to kind of go.
Shit happens, man. Because I used to I did a lot of improv, too, on the continent, in San Francisco and L.A. San Francisco is where I discovered improvisation and sketch comedy and all that stuff. It was just like, what is this magic? And there are really wonderful groups. Have you been to Improv Superette?
Yeah, they're awesome.
They are amazing. That's what I shot a video thing, because they're doing a sketch comedy thing in December, I think. Okay. And I did a little sketch video with them. What is it called? Improv Hawai with Kimmy Balmalero. Yep. They're really great, too. Anyway, there's great stuff here. I think that is exciting, because you never know. You could fail miserably.
Like theater or regular acting?
Not regular acting.
But on film and TV.
I prefer theater acting only because it's where I got my start. It's where I met most of my friends. It's also that thing that you get, especially like if you're working at Kumukahu.
That immediate response.
Where the audience is here.
Right there,
And you can see that guy sleeping in the front row.
Oh my God! Aren't those
and
people awesome?
And they're the ones that stand up and give you a standing ovation.
Right. And you go, but you were sleeping through half of this. I don't know.
Yeah. What?
I see the advantages of theater because you get an instant reaction, but I also see the advantage of being on film and TV because it's forever. You know
that's the bad part.
It's
forever. You can't fix it.
I can go.
You're stuck with that.
But I can go I like see Devon as the security guard on Hawaii Five-0. I'll find it. But if I go, I like see Devon as in 1993 when he was in the play Our Hearts Will Touch with Fire. I ain't finding that. It's gone.
So funny.
It's a memory.
That's
you know
so
what I mean?
funny.
Like any of us being inside plays back in the day, it's a memory now.
Well, it's just like doing the mail, right? Lee specifically forbids the recording of it.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Can't take out your phone.
It's just that moment in time.
It's that moment, and it was kind of a bummer because the cast in that show was fantastic.
They were great.
I mean, Alexis was amazing, and they were just terrific.
Does Lee do that for all shows?
I think so.
Interesting.
But because she wants it to be that moment in time. Yeah. If you missed the show, you missed the show, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the advantage is being able to do both, right?
Well, yeah, I'm lucky that I get to do both. But in theater too, I often get, like, this last winter I was doing Shakespeare, all Asian, all female, and I was the king in Cymbeline. Oh. I don't get to do that stuff on TV or film. I don't get challenged like that in television or film. Usually, I work hard to try to be really good, but I don't necessarily get challenged as an actor to use all. I'm doing a movie in Mexico. Indie films, I get to do more interesting things that challenge me. But
how do you remember your lines? Because Shakespeare freaks me out because the volume of the lines that you have to learn, and it's all iambic pentameter, and they tell you, well, it's so much easier when you start doing it, and I'm like, no, not so much. I don't. So I'm just curious.
Well, I think I approach Shakespeare the same way I approach everything. It's like I do script analysis, and I make sure that I have the beats, and I find out where the important words are, and I work that way so that I know what I'm saying. If I know what I'm saying to you, even though it's Shakespearean language, I find it easier to remember because it makes sense to me. Once it makes sense to me, I'm good with anything.
I was going to say, it
Magnum.
must keep your guys' mind sharp, because I'm impressed with Devon when I go to see his place and he's up there for like 10 minutes straight just talking.
Like, I can't remember lines without knowing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make it, so I might as well be talking
what
Greek.
Is your, I was curious, like, what is your mechanism for learning? Because I in the MEA, I have these speech things, and I went, holy shit, how am I going to remember that? So I did something that Allison Janney, other actors have also said, right, where you just write the first letter of whatever the words are.
I don't understand that at all. I heard her say that, and I'm like, what? I worked with her on Mom.
It freaking works.
Maybe, not for me.
But I mean, for me,
it's like math.
You write the first letter of every word?
So you write the first letter of every word that you have to say in the thing, and then you read it through, and then I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, it forces your brain to make the connections of what it is.
That helps in karaoke. Huh? Yeah, you're like if you're singing like a pure heart song or anything like that. To know the next word.
The words are on the screen.
Well, all you need is that word sometimes. Like if you wanted to sing like I don't know an Olomana song where like cool Homeo Kalu.
Yeah.
If you know the first word of every
like
single verse,
a lot of work. Mine is much lazier, I feel. But I find that when a script is well written, I can remember it more easily than one that's not well written because it doesn't make sense
like
to
how
me.
much time do you need? So like something like Ballard, right? If when you're gonna go back and you're gonna, because she shoots the show with Maggie Q, and she's amazing in it. But when you get your lines, do you go, okay, I've got 12 pages of lines. It's here. You know what I mean? And I have to do this big speech right here, and then like how much time do you need in order to?
I don't need that much time because I really don't have that much talking, but I do record. There's an app called Line Learner, so I record the other person's line. Write that down. It's good. Right? It's a really good app. I record. You can record your line and their line. So I record their lines and then my line, and then you can make it do gaps between, so you have time to consider. No, just consider what your next line is before you say it, and then sometimes you take the gaps out and it's just normal speed, but also you can take all their lines out and just hear your lines. So with Magnum, I would also write down just my lines, and then I would memorize that just in terms of script analysis.
Would you record your lines too, like voice record?
Well, that's the Line Learner app. You're recording your lines and their lines. I did that I got that from somebody in New York for Shakespeare, because literally I was underwater. Even though I knew what I was saying, it was like, what's next?
Well, and the thing is too, right? You can't. It's really hard to fake Shakespeare.
I
mean, there's somebody who might be able to do it.
You're running on. Is this the war number 2 or war number 3? Which one is it? And you're like changing clothes and coming back on, and it's 3 hours. And I'm 72. So these young people who are in their 50s are going, it's so hard in your 50s, and I'm like, I'm 72. So and just normal stuff. Like I remember going. I did Shakespeare at Lincoln Center in 98.
Wow.
Yeah, with Helen Hunt.
Whoa.
And Paul Rudd.
What show was that?
12th Night.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I was Mariah. So I was with all these fancy people. And at one point, which then made me feel like everything's fine, because at one point, because my style, because I studied with somebody at ACT,
Okay.
American Conservatory Theater, so I have classical training as well.
Oh.
There you go. But and literally everybody in that play was from the East Coast, and they said, "You're from LA?" And I said, "Yeah, we do theater in LA as well. We do theater on the West Coast."
Who yours? Yeah.
So, and I was the only one from the West Coast too doing.
Oh, interesting.
This anyway, but
there's even that bias, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the theater. There's the East Coast, West Coast. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was playing. I forgot. Oh God, I can never remember his name. But I was playing with this British actor who was really Shakespearean. He knew everything. One night, he literally said gibberish to me. It was like not even English.
Oh.
And because of my improv background, I was able to hear it and respond to him so that nobody would notice that he just said gibberish. Yeah. And then this happened to me when I was in New York recently doing Cymbeline. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't remember a character's name, and I just made up a name. And the whole, not the audience has no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
But the people on stage, all the actors are like, what the? And then we came backstage to change, and they're like, what happened? I went, I don't know. Because in real life, I'm really bad with names. Yeah. And I guess it happened on stage. Yeah. I became bad with names.
It happened to me on the Maya more than once.
Just names?
And I had to, because in the thing that I'm doing, I have to mention this guy, and then this guy, and then that guy. And
Forget it.
And that
would be the hardest part for me.
I completely went up and went, I don't know what the hell.
What's wrong with me?
So I just did the line and didn't put in the name, even though the name was kind of important. And then we just kind of
just move forward.
And it's
always
the
amazing. Audience has no idea.
They don't know.
No, I've done musicals only because I'm terrified of them. Mm-hmm. And I remember once John Glover was in the audience.
Oh wow!
I know, and I saw him, and then I couldn't. I went up, and I think I went la 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 la. I have no idea what I did, because you can't in the middle of a musical.
Yeah, you can't.
And I can't improvise words. So, but the piano's just going. Anyway.
Do you guys have, I guess I can ask all of you guys. I have this reoccurring nightmare.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you guys have it too, but like a performance anxiety nightmare.
What is it?
Like, I'm in the dark, like, in the backstage, and somebody goes, okay, go, your turn, and they push you on stage, and the curtains open, and everybody's looking at me. I'm like, what the hell should I be doing right now? Like, I get shoved on stage, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
At the Asian American Theater Company, I was backstage playing cards, and then I thought I heard my cue, and I ran out on stage like a scene too early, but it was a musical. Weird musical, Hollywood Mirrors, I remember. And I came on stage and I was like, I just stayed. Waiting for the show to catch up. I remember people coming on going, what the? Why are you here?
And that's the joy of live theater, right? Is that we because we did shows together. We did Lisa Matsumoto's shows together. And stuff like that would happen all the time. Our friend
You can't have that much fun doing TV or film.
No, you can't. You can't. Or you can, but it's going to be on a blooper reel. It's going to show later on.
Right.
But like
But I have nightmares too today about performing.
My nightmare is hearing my cue and not being able to find the entrance.
Or people blocking you. You can't get in.
No, I just can't. I don't know where the hell. How do I get on stage?
Oh, okay. What is your nightmare? Forgetting a lyric?
Nightmares. He doesn't remember.
I've done it all. I've screwed up so many times. I don't even think about it.
Oh, good.
Well, because in the end, what's the worst that can happen?
Well, you know, dream, you get anxiety, right?
Huh?
You don't get anxiety in your dreams? Oh, man.
I don't really dream too much.
John.
What about you?
I get irritated in my dreams.
I've had the dream where you can't get on stage. I've had the dream where I don't know what show I'm in, and I'm in the show, and you have to go out.
Yeah.
But one of those things actually happened in real life when we did Dragonfly Wings, where our friend dropped out just suddenly the week of the performances. And so I was asked to jump into the role because I'd done the role before. And they opened that Thursday, and I got told on Tuesday. And I had to go in, and then the next thing I knew, and it was at Hawaii Theater, and the stage thing, like, it comes out of the pit, and there's all this stuff happening, and it's a big musical number, and I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And so our friend Lisa goes, okay, well, just drag Devon around. So the kids had to take me from place to place because I didn't know where I was supposed to go. I'm like, oh, okay, I know this song-ish, kind of, okay. But, I mean, that's
you just got to do it.
You just got to go.
But that's the fun part, because they expect you to screw up if you're on stage for the first time doing that. You're not...
I've never had... I could not... I would terrify... I would never understudy. Because I'd be afraid of being asked to do it.
Well, that's why, like, what do you call it? Come From Away. Come From Away was remarkable, the one at Diamond Head that they just did. Mm-hmm. And they had one show where it was all the... and they weren't understudies. They were just, like, if something happens terrible, these people go on. And they did one show where they said, okay, the 5 people... Go ahead. And these people, all they had done is sit in the audience and watch. Like the first time
they didn't even have a physical rehearsal. Not one.
No. Oh, they had a physical. Not right. They had a physical-ish rehearsal. Like they got to watch something. They got to watch the people on stage do it, and they.
That's not physical.
It was amazing. I know. But it was fantastic.
Did you ever do a local play here recently? No.
I did my solo show, my new solo show at the Hawaii Theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Getting old.
Is it just you, or is it other
just
actors?
Me.
It's just her.
It was a double header, though, so it was my show, and then my friend Alec Mappa did his show. Mm-mm. So there were 2 shows that night.
So you wrote it and directed and did your own show?
I wrote it. I have a director that I work with all the time, and so I did Zoom work with her, and then she came a week ahead and we did in-person work, and then I just did it. Literally I've done like 6 solo shows about different things. I started with, my first show was Tokyo Bound, which was my experience in Japan, and then I think the Taper asked me to do something right after the riot, so I did a show about my childhood and being othered and that kind of, so it was like about racism and things like that growing up. And then I remember as I wrote, because usually I have to have a question that I want to answer, and that was about racism, and then realizing at the end of the show that we're all racist. We have to, sort of acknowledge our own faults and work on that. If we don't see it in ourselves, we can't fix it.
Is there a next one that you're planning?
No, I'm going to work on this 2.0, Amy 2.0. No, I've got 6 shows. They're behind me.
Oh, okay.
Do you script it out, or do you give yourself like bullet points? Like, I'm gonna do this story, and then I'm gonna do this story.
I script it out.
You script it out.
Yeah,
okay.
And then I have to memorize it.
Wow.
I mean, granted, it's your life, so that hopefully will make it
helps.
easier.
And nobody will know if you made a mistake.
You do your rehearsal. You go, who wrote this stuff? God.
This shit is so hard to say.
I know. What?
This thing actually happened to her?
But that's how everything gets cut. Because as I'm doing it, I go, no, this is going to, God. That's the blessing, is if you wrote it, you can cut it.
Right.
Okay, I know you're on a tight timeline.
We're reaching an hour.
Two more questions.
Okay.
So one, I'm going to just, there's obviously the Lilo and Stitch movie and Ballard and stuff. I'm going to read through some of these things. You've
just go on IMDb.
Guest appeared on The Office, Friends, Seinfeld. You're in Scrooged, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Desperate Housewives, Terry Hatcher. Thank you. Glee, Castle. Maybe give us one story of a interesting occurrence or something that was fun or just kind of unusual that came up on one of those sets that was just a pleasant experience.
Well, let's see. I don't know why I thought of this, but I did a pilot with Fortune Feimster. She's funny. And it was a fun pilot. But we were on the Universal lot, and every time we had a break, she knew how to get the back door into Universal Studios, and we'd go on rides for free. We'd get to the front of the line. That was really fun. That's all. That was one.
That's a good one.
That's always nice. What about something from Ballard, like with Maggie Q? What is she like to work with?
She is delightful. She's a really hard worker, really kind. She has a lot of dogs. And she had put up near the stage a big board, a poster board with all the dogs that were adoptable at a local shelter. So, I mean, she really does advocate for animals and does a lot for
the vegan thing. And
that's cool.
She's not a vegan. She eats a lot.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Maybe that gut stuff that she sells works.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I got to set, and it was just after breakfast was served, so there wasn't a breakfast thing. But they said, Maggie just ordered. Do you want to order? Because they're making something for her. And I said, well, whatever she's getting. I got 5 poached eggs. 5.
Wow.
That's a lot of eggs.
That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
And a bunch of sauce, a bunch of food, man. And I thought, she eats like this?
Wow.
And she's like,
She's
almost see-through. She's so skinny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it, also too, is it interesting, I thought it was interesting that they gave a Hapa person a lead in a show. I thought that was awesome. I mean, I wanted to watch it.
She's been the lead. She was in Nikita,
yeah.
Yeah, she's
but
been
it's
the
cool
lead.
It's cool that she gets these opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, she doesn't really fight for stuff. I mean, I don't know. But she doesn't go to openings and do, she doesn't do any of that red carpet stuff that all the other, she doesn't do anything. She just she lives on the Big Island. Mm-hmm. And she has a big farm, and she has animals, and she does. And
then she flies up to California with you, and you guys kick ass. And
well,
yeah,
not
I was
with
gonna
me.
say,
Can I ask one last one?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
What were you on Friends, your character?
My character was the woman that lived above their apartment.
Okay.
And I guess I can't know any character names anyway, because I never watch anything. But the woman, she used to put chocolate outside her door. She'd make chocolate and leave it there. And I came down and there was no chocolate. And I got really mad. And I knocked on the door and where's the chocolate? And they were talking about I was the one that made a lot of noise having sex upstairs.
Yes.
I'll watch that episode again then.
Yeah. It was the one with all the chocolate, I think is the name of the episode, or something like that.
I remember that.
But it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I was way into the seasons. I don't know what season it was, but we rehearsed all week with stand-ins.
Okay.
And then maybe the day before or maybe the day of when we were shooting, they all showed up. And
they were at that point where you couldn't afford them to just come in and stand.
Well, no, they just, it's a well-oiled machine, and they know they're writing for them, and they just can remember
back
everything.
Then you're doing, 20, 23 episodes at a time, or you're filming a lot.
Well, weren't they making $1 million an episode each character?
Yeah.
But they were making a lot of money.
That was at the end of it though. But they made it a point that everybody got paid.
But everybody was really sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, they were great people. It was just oh, now you're here.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. You can go on to your last question.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
She's still here, so we're just keeping her.
We have one last question.
Okay.
So, as you know, we are a music channel.
Yeah.
So we have one music
I was like, why am I here?
We do have a music question.
Okay.
Okay, so if you were stranded on a desert island for all of eternity, and you could only bring 3 albums with you to listen to for the rest of time, what would those 3 albums be?
Oh, my daughter can't stand me. She loves music. I probably would bring, I don't know the names of albums, but I'd probably bring something without words, like classical music.
Oh, okay.
Or jazz, or something like that.
I was going to say maybe a musical or something like that album. Like
maybe Les Mis, then I'd cry every time I listen to it. Every time I see.
Sad though, crying on a desert island and listen to Les Mis by yourself.
Oh, that's true love. That's real love.
Oh.
Yeah, musicals are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so will you do a musical here? You think? Can we get you on the boards here?
No.
No.
No, because I don't really want to do musicals. I've done them.
Yeah.
But it just is. I never feel happy after. I just feel like, okay, I did it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really a great singer.
Neither was Richard Harris, and he was in tons.
I know. So I had an audition for Wicked on Broadway.
Whoa.
They said, I told my agent, I don't sing. And they said, oh, she can sing it, because it's Madame Morrible.
Yeah.
So, which is what
Yeah, she won an Oscar just
that
recently.
lady.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
It's okay.
I'm 72. I can't remember
Don't
anybody's
worry,
name.
we're all blanking on it now. Michelle.
So Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh. She's not a singer.
No, she's not. She's really not. If you watched Wicked, you go,
no.
Not a singer.
But I could do that. But even that was terrifying me. And I was, so I was in LA, and I have a music person that I work with. So I was working with him, and my daughter was there, and she was videotaping, and we were rehearsing at home. And she was like pounding on the table going, "Mom, this is the beat. This is the beat. You got to hit the beat." And I'm like, So,
well, I think it would just it'd be fun to see you, because you know so many of us in the acting community in Hawaii. It'd be really neat for you, especially do something like on Kumukahua, just because it's a more local story. I think it would speak to you in a lot of ways.
I saw the recent Outlander, whatever. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was really wonderful. Yeah. And I talked to Harry afterwards, and he's like, "Hey, if you have a play," and I'm like, maybe, I don't know, because
I think you could do your one woman there.
But it's not really, Hawaiian.
It's okay. No, it's for local people by local people.
Okay.
So
and you are local.
I am a local. I have my ID and everything. Kamaina.
Your Kamaina card.
My Kamaina card.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This is great.
Thank you.
Nice
this was delightful.
Oh, thanks. And to all of our listeners, we will see you next week with something else.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Something else.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.